God will wreck your comfort because He'd rather wake you than watch you waste your calling. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Spoken Truth Revival. Daniel here, and today we're going to be talking about your spiritual awakening because, maybe things have been going on in your life and you feel like everything's falling apart. But I want to let you know that it's not any type of punishment. It is God calling you higher. He's calling you home. Spiritual awakening is something that happens to a few of us, and sometimes it can get a little bit confusing, but also a spiritual awakening happens, without you even wanting one. It can come after a loss, a heartbreak, or a shift that is so strong that you have no choice but to stop and take a look at your life to see what's actually happening. When that happens, your spirit starts craving more, but you don't even know, what that more is. What is this all about? It's like, a pull inside of you that won't let you rest. It can't let you be comfortable anymore, and you can't fake it anymore. That pull you feel, that is God calling you in this spiritual awakening. And what He is doing, He is breaking the old system. He's tearing down the walls that religion built had inside of your mind, all these routines, all the traditions, all these masks that you have been wearing for such a long time. He has been busting right through them because He knows that they've been blocking your spirit from truly hearing Him, from truly knowing who He is. And this kind of awakening, I want to be clear on this, doesn't happen to every single body. It doesn't happen to everyone because few are chosen. The ones that are handpicked by God can go deeper. We're the ones who walk through pain, who have walked through the storms, who have walked through trauma. And it wasn't to destroy us, but it was to wake us up, because only the broken can understand the power of healing. Only the wounded can lead others to that wholeness, if you want to look at it that way. In this moment that you're in right now, there's a realization that happens. And maybe that's where you're at right now, that you know about it or you don't even know about it, or we have that constant pull that I was talking about earlier. You have outgrown the version of faith that they gave you, that was handed down to you, that you inherited since you were little. You look around now, right? And you realize that most people were just playing church, playing Christians, playing holy, talking about God, but they never really knew Him. They really didn't know and understand who God was. And now that you have been awakened to that, it's something that you can't unsee because it's right there in front of you. No matter how hard you try, you see it in a different light. It's like looking through things in a different, lens, if you want to put it like that. Because once God starts revealing the truth to you, He starts to ruin your taste for anything that's fake. You can't stand it. You don't like to pretend about it anymore. It's just something that has been tugging, like saying, just pulling you out of it. And this is what God has been doing the entire time with you. Now, there's one thing I want to get straight when it comes to this whole spiritual awakening, because a lot of people, when they hear that word, they think about New Age. They think about that we have gone away from Christianity, that we have gone away from, let's say, with the God that they believe in, Jesus and all this other thing. I want to make this clear. We still believe in the word. We still believe in God's holy word, the Bible, the stories, the crucifixion, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. All of this we hold very, very dear and near to our hearts. But the thing is that we see it in a deeper level now. Now, instead of seeing it for surface face, we see it in a deeper sense that really, that tugs at us. We also believe that His revelation did not stop at the end of the Bible, at the book of Revelation. We believe that He is always speaking to us. He is always revealing. He is always teaching to those who are listening to Him and seeking His guidance. What you have been sensing in your spirit isn't any type of confusion. It's God saying it is time to wake up. And when that happens, everything in your life changes. Everything that you had once believed in starts to fall apart. Things that you used to make sense, or that used to make sense, suddenly feel hollow. People that you used to follow, the preachers that maybe on YouTube, your pastor, I'm not saying your pastor, I'm not speaking anything like that, but it's just this thing that they're just not feeding you anymore. You know, you're craving something deeper. It's like seeing the whole world and with brand new eyes. You know, you can finally see through the noise. You can finally see through the lies, and you finally see through all the illusion. And once that starts to happen, you start realizing that the storms that you have faced in your life, all the trauma, all the loss, everything that you have gone through were not punishments. They were invitations. They were lessons. What I like to believe that we had to learn about ourselves, maybe about others, and maybe about who God truly is. Every loss, every heartbreak, every moment you thought that God left you was actually Him, you know what I'm saying, calling you deeper to Him, closer to Him, to be in that union, to be in that relationship. God was never asking you to perform in any type of way. He was asking you to be still. He's not looking for you to be perfect. He's looking for presence, because this awakening is not about finding something new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you who to be, before they started to bring this type of confusion into your life. You were chosen for this. You were called to see differently, to feel deeply, to live awakened. And once that happens, you can't go back to sleep anymore. Maybe your life feels chaotic right now, like nothing's making any type of sense. But I want you to listen to me. That's not the end. That's the sound of your awakening. God's tearing down what's been fake so you can finally walk in what is real. And I want you guys to keep understanding your spiritual awakening isn't a one-time thing. It will continue to progress. It will continue to grow, if that makes sense, because once it starts, it just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. And your awakening will be so impactful in your life to be able to see things in a whole different light, in a whole different setting, in a whole different way that you view God and your relationship with the Almighty. If this hits your spirit, I want you guys to drop "I'm awake" in the comments. And if you're new here, welcome to Spoken Truth Revival, where we turn pain into purpose and we help men rise again. Grace and peace.